Good day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Potluck. Here we go.
This week on the Potluck. Tact. Patience. Keeping it real. And being nice nasty. Join your host, Master Chef Warren L. Booker Jr. via Facebook Live and or YouTube. Bon appetit. Tune in this Thursday at 7:14 p.m.
Good day, everyone. Good day. It's your boy, Warren L. Booker Jr. And I definitely appreciate you joining us for another episode of what? The Potluck. Thank you for pulling up to the table. I'm very excited about tonight's topic. What's up, Corey Shaw? Make yourself known. I see we have 4 people that are in here now. It is our goal to have 14 people in here. Sometimes we reach it, sometimes we don't. And if you're wondering, why do I have this on my face? I'm practicing, people. I'm practicing because I'm going to have to go in the classroom, and this is how I'm going to have to teach here shortly. So I'm just practicing to see if I can make it through the whole show, which probably ranges between 35 minutes, sometimes an hour. What's up, Jennifer? Thank you so much for tuning in. I think my Wednesday friends are also tuning in. So thank you guys so much for that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Even though we only have 5 people, the other ones will come. So our appetizer for today is your new life is going to cost you your old one. Again, your new life is going to cost you your old one. Sometimes we want different things. Sometimes we want a new life, but we don't want to get rid of, or we do not want to rid ourselves of our old life. I'm sorry, you can't have the best of both of those worlds. You have to either choose that you're going to keep your old life or your new life. All right, the book of Kabbalah for today. There is a way to say and do everything. Choose wisely, because the things you say do have consequences. Again, there is a way to say and do everything. Choose wisely, because there are consequences for your words and for your actions. So please be mindful of that. And for the people that are just tuning in, I'm doing this. Why? Is because I'm practicing, because this is going to be my new normal here shortly. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to talk about our 4-course meal today, which our featured menu items are tact, patience, keeping it real, being nice, nasty. And some people like tact. What are you talking about? And of course, you may have heard some people use it back in the day, or you may have used that word yourself, or hopefully you exemplify it within your life. But I did find a quote that I thought was quite interesting, so I'm going to share that one with you real quick. Here we go. It says, tact is the ability to tell someone to go to hell in such a way that they look forward to the trip. Again, tact is the ability to tell someone to go to hell in such a way that they look forward to the trip. Now, if I will say this, if someone has told someone to go to hell and they are actually able to allow the person to to go on the trip with them and they're looking forward to the trip. I mean, that was wrapped up in a pretty good package. And there are some people that are definitely capable of that. We call it throwing shade or so on and so forth. But it's pretty much all the same actions. It's just simply packaged differently. And that's the same thing with a lot of things. There's really nothing new under the sun. So we're going to tackle our first topic, which is tact. The art of making a point without making an enemy. That's the definition that we're going to roll with. Tact. The art of making a point without making an enemy. You know, there is a way, as I already stated, to say things or to do things. And we have to be mindful of that. This is not going to work. Okay, here we go. All right, so we have to be able to clearly communicate your point. I mean, you can say your point or you can get your point across. You should be able to without arguing, without being rude, without cursing. Sometimes we get angry. We choose those words, those curse words. Also, you should be able to get your point across or have tact. Having tact is the ability to get your point across without being insensitive to other people's feelings. As it relates to a conversation, you want to think before you speak. Now, I have some thoughts, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I have some thoughts. And sometimes they're not always the nicest thoughts. They're not always the best thoughts. However, in certain environments, I have to filter through. You can always, everything that comes up, you can always let it come out. So you have to be mindful of that. So that's just important. That's just having tact or exercising tact. Also, you have to figure out what is the best time for you to deliver whatever message that you're trying to. You know, having tact, knowing that we'll just say that if a person just lost a child, it might not be the best time for you to bring your baby book to that group or talk about that you're 8 months pregnant and you're looking forward to your baby shower. Having tact will let a person know this is not the time to do that. You know, maybe just a little later. Also, you don't want to deflect. You want to deflect any negative comments. Try your best to stay positive. You want to stay positive with this. Also, you want to remove yourself from the conversation. You want to remove yourself from the conversation and stop talking about I. And then, you know, most of the time people may feel as if you're being selfish. Let's just talk about the issue at hand and or change the topic or whatever. Make it into something negative. Make it into something positive. You also want to share. You have to want to make sure that that person is ready. They're ready for the feedback. Sometimes people just show you something. They don't want necessarily hear your feedback. They're just telling you. They're just venting. So you have to be mindful of that as well. And again, going back to timing. Is it the right time? Sometimes people are not necessarily saying the wrong things. They're not saying the wrong things, but it is not the right timing for what the person is saying. So to me, that comes with some common sense, just knowing when is the right timing. In life, timing is everything. So a person that has tact, they know how to say and when to say whatever, and they're not going to be necessarily negative. They're going to try to stay positive. They're going to wrap up what they have to say and get their point across without demeaning someone else. I found that, or the art of that, is by way of asking a question, and you can still come across as not being weak. You can get your point across, but you know that it's appropriate time, and it's not going to come across as being really negative, because people don't like being around negative people. So you have to be mindful of that. All right, moving on to our next one. And if you guys want to, add something to this or talk about a situation which you have had to exercise tact. We have Corey Shaw, we have Jennifer Colwell, we have Michelle Malone, and my Wednesday friends that are in here. So, anytime you want to chime in, I do have access where I can tune in and watch your comments and respond. Anything that you want to add to this. And again, thank you so much for joining me. All right, so patience. Patience. And when I think about that, I actually think about a scripture, and I'm not going to preach to you. But it says, the trying of your faith worketh patience. I think that comes from James 1:3. The trying of your faith worketh patience. And again, that's something that I'm working on. I haven't, and with some things I have a whole lot of patience. Some things I don't. So being in education, I can say that it's helped me with patience. I mean, patience, like a whole lot of patience, not the size of a mustard seed. But I think that's something. If you are deficient in that area, you need to work on that. Alrighty, so we're gonna start out with a song. When I hear patience, there's a certain song that or a certain movie that reminds me of patience. So we're gonna let them drop in from Dreamgirls and just sing to us just a little bit, not a whole lot.
Listen, I know you have questions, same ones as me. How long has it been? How long will it be? When will come the morning? Drive the night away. Tell me when will come the morning of a brighter day? Yeah. Oh, patience, little sister. Patience, little brother. Patience, patience, yeah. Take each other by the hand. Yeah, yeah. Oh, patience.
All right, that's enough. The patience, little sister, patience, little brother. Let us walk together and take each other by the hand. That's what it says. Anybody that knows me knows I suffer with lyrics, but that makes me think about it. And then we have another special guest that want to talk to us about some patience. I think it's somebody from Sesame Street. Let's see what Elmo has to say about patience.
Hi, I'm Zach, and I'm here to tell you all about the word of the day. Today's word is patience.
Oh, Mr. Zach, Elmo's ready to play. Come on, let's play. Come on, boy.
Okay.
Let's play.
Look, okay. Yo, hey, we're gonna play.
Come on.
We're gonna play, but not
Come
right
on.
this second.
What?
Okay, first I have to tell everyone about the word of the day.
But Elmo wants to play now, Mr. Zach. Come on.
Look,
Come on, boy.
I know that
What?
you want to play.
Yeah, Elmo does.
All right, but you have to wait. You have to wait in a calm way.
What?
You have to show patience.
Huh?
Hold on a second.
What?
Elmo,
Huh?
today's word is patience.
Well, so?
Okay, so you need to have patience to wait for me to finish before we can play.
Oh, so Elmo can show everybody patience.
Yeah,
Well, come
right.
on, Mr. Zach. Let's do it. Let's show everyone patience.
Okay, all right. Well, here we go. The word patience means to wait in a calm way.
Yes.
Now, Elmo really wants to play basketball.
Yes, Elmo does.
But look at Elmo. He's waiting in a calm way. So he's showing.
Patience.
That's it, man. There you go.
Good.
All that patience paid off, so now we can go play.
Oh, boy, Elmo's so excited, Mr. Zach. Yeah!
So am I, man. Let's go do this thing.
Yeah!
Wait a second, now would you guys mind waiting up for me a few minutes? I gotta go get some air.
What?
Bounce.
Yo,
Bounce.
hey, where you going? Come back, man. We really wanted to play.
Mr. Zach, remember the word of the day. Patience. Yeah!
All right, so we covered all age groups with that. We've had a visit from the Dreamgirls cast. We had a visit from Elmo, and simply, patience is the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. Again, the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. And I will say this year, 2020, when we were all going to see clearly, has truly been a test of our patience as well. So, if you didn't have them before, I mean, when it's something beyond your control, sometimes you're forced to just have patience or figure out a way to make whatever you want to happen. Also, patience are just required in life. You cannot go through this world without having patience. I'm sorry. Patience are just simply required. You cannot go through this world without applying patience. Also, patience will carry you a long way. Patience will carry you a long way because if you're impatient, oftentimes it's showed in your face or through your words, And people sometimes don't want to deal with you or work with you because you're impatient. And or if you are in a career where you're offering a service, patience is required. It's just simple as that. Also, as it relates to just blessings, things don't happen when we want them to happen. And sometimes we're not ready to receive those things. But having patience and grooming yourself can cause you to receive blessings. Or not always rushing and being patient. And then things will align or line right up as you want them. Now, I'm going to say this. Patience do expire. They do expire. You know, there's a difference between being patient and letting someone make a fool of you. There is a difference. You know, if you've promised me something that's supposed to happen, I may have given you 1 or 2 times, and it's something about the number 3 with me. After the 3rd time, you know, I'm not wanting to hear it. And something has to happen. We have to fix this particular situation. So that's just pretty much how it works for me. You know, there are different levels of patience. So, you know, some people have different levels of patience for like children, elderly versus adult people or teenagers, so on and so forth. And you have to let people know where you're coming from. You can't sit by and just say, I'm just also patient and be weak and let people run over you. But, you know, you just have to let people know where you're coming from. Also, you must apply the golden rule as it relates to patience. Do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. If you want people to be patient with you, then you have to expect the same thing. Or you can't expect people to be patient with you and you're not patient with other people. So, like all things, apply the golden rule to that. So that's just definitely important as it relates to that. Moving on to keeping it real. Keeping it real. You know, we hear that, I'm just keeping it real. You know, and that can be defined as being truthful or being your truth, because sometimes your truth is not necessarily always the truth. And I feel as if you're keeping it real, you can express that in a respectful manner. And you also have to realize that your real could possibly be wrong. It's your truth. It's your realness. So be mindful of it. Sometimes, and that might have preached right there, sometimes your real can be wrong. So be mindful of that. By the same token, you know, if you're telling the truth, because that's a part of realness, is truth. Sometimes the truth hurts. So be mindful of that. It might not always feel good. And as I've heard some of my elders say, right ain't never wrong nobody. Right ain't never wrong nobody. So be mindful of that. And also you have to realize that some environments support being real fake. Some environments support being real fake. And that's not okay. And it's hard to operate in those particular environments, but that's just the case. So keeping it real, realize that there are different examples, different levels of that in certain situations in which, you know, sometimes you can keep it real, but you can keep it real enough to get your point across, if that makes sense. Also, people, name a situation in which you've had to keep it real. And hopefully that's every day. Hopefully that is every day. All right, moving on to our next topic. Nice nasty. Now that's an old Southern term. That's something that's kind of throwback. And the first time I heard it, I think I heard it from my godmom saying someone was basically being nice nasty. And this can be defined as telling someone off by wrapping it up in a package that may not be appeasing to the eyes of some. And some people may think it look good. Again, nice nasty, and this is a layman's term, is telling someone off by wrapping it up in a package that may not be appeasing to the eyes of some, and to some it looks good. Now that's the Booker definition of it. This could be in the form of a question. This could be done with a smile. And I'm going to show a few videos in which I personally feel as if a person was exhibiting nice, nasty behavior. Here is the first one.
Neffy's been running her life, and Neffy is a nasty, vile gutter snipe. Right up out the hood.
Call me out my name. What kind of is that?
Iyanla, fix my life.
Iyanla fixing those lies, but she told Nefertiti that she was a nasty, vile gutter snipe right up out the hood. That's how she said it. I'm like, wow, okay, I know what nasty mean. What vile? Okay, I think I know gutter snipe. What is that? So, some people got on her about that or saying that it was rude, it was wrong. But I will say this: sometimes in the healing process, you have to call an ace and a spade a spade. You have to speak to whatever that person is exhibiting, and sometimes again, it's not always pleasant. Here's another one. Now, this was Dr. Michael Eric Dyson at Aretha's funeral. Here we go.
Then this orange apparition had the nerve to say she worked for him. You lugubrious leech. You doppelganger of deceit and deviance. You lethal liar. You dim-witted dictator. You foolish fascist. She ain't worked for you. She worked above you. She worked beyond you. Get your preposition right.
Okay, you orange aberrationer, you lugubrious. I mean, those were some words that I have never heard of. And I did look them up. But I wouldn't dare try to explain them or define them. You can look them up. But that was a situation where a person basically was being nice nasty. They didn't curse. That person wasn't even there. They were not in their face. But wow, a lot was said. It was wrapped up in a package. Actually, that was wrapped up in a dictionary, to be truthful. All right, in our last video that I'm going to share with you, here we go. And this happened today.
Miss Trumpets, Megan. Look, I think I've made it clear to your publishers, I don't like books like this. I don't like family tell-all books, especially when it comes to families with fame and power, because they're told from the one side, and often the subjects are villainized to the point that I don't actually end up believing the stuff written. There have been books about my family which are complete and total garbage, told from a skewed perspective, and at the end of the day, you get a really good paycheck out of it, but I don't think it's that legitimate. What do you say to people like me who think this is just a great way for you to get a paycheck right now?
All right. So that was Meghan McCain today talking to Mary Trump. And basically she said, I really don't like the fact that people write books about their family because most of the time it's not true and they tell it from one side. And I just think that it's just pretty much a waste of time. And I really don't support you with it. You're on the show, so I'm going to ask you a question. That's my interpretation of it. And of course, she never cursed a woman. She never raised her voice. She was sitting down and actually she was calm in tone. Now, what she was feeling inside, no one knows. But sometimes, I'm quite sure parents, especially in church, like, if you don't sit your butt down, I'm going to... They may be smiling or they may be gripping your arms real hard. Nice, nasty. Calm. Just because a person's not yelling don't mean that they're not saying nothing. You might want to listen because that person is probably using one of their anger methods to not just fully go off. So be mindful of that. Also, again, I say that oftentimes, being nice, nasty is not cursing. It's sometimes not loud. A person may not even truly mean what they're saying. Like, God bless you. And a person is being nice, nasty. Well, I'm going to pray for you. But they don't really mean that. God bless. They don't really mean that. They're saying it to be nice, nasty. They may rebuke you. Or they may be talking about rebuking you as if you're a demon, being nice, nasty. Cause I can't say my church people are real good at being nice, nasty in the name of Jesus. And sometimes, your nice nastiness may require a dictionary, and sometimes it may also be nonverbal. So, people, I'm actually done with all of my notes. If you have something that you want to add or say about anything that we discussed, I say B. Williams stated, speaking from experience. I don't know, are you speaking from experience or are you saying I'm speaking from experience? So just a recap real quick. Our appetizer was your new life is going to cost you your old one. You know what? If you're going to change, you can't hold on to those old things that were part of your new life. The book of Kabbalah for today was there is a way to say and do everything. Choose wisely. They all require a response and sometimes an action, a reaction rather. We had a 4-course meal where we talked about tact, patience, keeping it real, being nice, nasty. We defined tact as the art of making a point without making an enemy, clearly communicating and knowing the time in which your message should be delivered. Patience is simply the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset. You know, and again, sometimes patience does expire and you have to go to that next level, because there is a difference between being patient and allowing a person to make a fool of you or run over you. So be mindful of that. Keeping it real. Just remember, it is important. Hopefully you live your life by that. But also realize that oftentimes your realness is your truth. Is your truth from your lenses. So realize that sometimes your real can be wrong. And then being nice, nasty is simply telling someone off by wrapping it up in a package that may not be appeasing to the eyes of some, and to some it is. And that's, if you think about life, you will see certain situations where people have been nice, nasty. You're like, dang, wow. And sometimes if it's said to you, like, wow, you just told me off and I didn't even realize it. And going back to this quote, tact is the ability to tell someone to go to hell in such a way that they look forward to the trip. Now that's powerful. That is powerful. That's all that I have, folks. If you guys don't have anything else, I think this may be the shortest potluck that we've ever had, and we serve more dishes. We had more things on the menu today. We normally do 3-course meals, and today we did a 4-course meal. But I'm not going to just linger around too long because this smells good in here. I am actually cooking for real. Most of the time on Thursdays when we're doing the potluck, I actually do cook. So I'm excited about my eating experience that is about to transpire. I'm looking. I'm not seeing any comments. Alrighty. So again, people, I am Warren L. Booker Jr., the host of the #1 webcast, The Potluck. And I thank you for tuning in every Thursday at 7:14 with me, which you never know what's going to show up at the table on The Potluck. If you guys don't have anything else, I'm going to say good night. Have a great rest of the week. And make sure that you have tact, you exercise patience, you keep it real, and if need be, you can deliver what you're trying to say in a nice, nasty manner, or be able to identify when it is happening. Until next Thursday, have a great day and be